Everyone, welcome to another short video. In this video, we are going to look at SSL Inbound Inspection on Palo Alto Firewall. So let me first explain you the topology. So this is my topology. This Linux machine is a web server that's running, HTTPS. So I'll be accessing it from here and going through the Palo Alto Firewall. And Palo Alto should, inspect the SSL traffic going to the web server. So let's jump onto the Palo Alto firewall and I'll show you what are the settings we have made for that. So under the device, certificate management, certificates, first thing I have done is I have created a certificate for the app server. So this is the certificate used by my Linux server. This server, whenever it has to communicate over SSL, this server uses this specific certificate. I exported the certificate from here, selecting it, export the certificate. And once the certificate was exported, then I, separated the key and the certificate and then used the same key and certificate on the application server in order for it to use the SSL. And if you would like to know what are the commands to separate the keys, so these are the commands you need to run in order to separate the key and the certificate out, because whenever you will export a certificate from the Palo Alto along with its key, it will give you in the PAM format, and the and that PAM format will be protected by a password. So you can use these commands to separate them, and you take the key separate and the cert separate, and then you can map it on your specific web server. This is for the lab only, but if you go into the real environment, then you will get the PKCS 12.5 from the certificate team to import in the Palo Alto. Now let's look first. We have imported the certificate now. Now let's jump on to the policies. So in the policies, first thing I did is I allowed access to my web server from the internet, from WAN zone to LAN zone. You can see access to web server from WAN zone to LAN zone. IP address is 192.168.253.111. So this is the NAT IP address. So what we always do in the security policy, we use the post-NAT zone and the pre-NAT IP address. Services HTTPS and the action is allow. Let me just zoom it in here a bit so you guys can see clearly. I'll zoom in a bit more. Yeah. So I created this access policy in order to allow access to our web server. Okay. WAN zone to LAN zone towards this IP address. And the service is HTTPS. And the corresponding NAT rule is here. WAN zone to WAN zone. Okay, the NAT policy, as I explained you in the NAT section, how we do a destination NAT. This is a typical destination NAT, and whenever this IP comes, this should be translated to this. Okay, so that's how I have established the NAT. Other than NAT, now we need to create a decryption policy. So I created a decryption policy for this traffic. You can see WAN zone to LAN zone, as we said, postnet zone and prenet IP address. So postnet zone and the prenet IP address 111 word service HTTPS action decrypt SSL inbound inspection. Let me edit the rules so I can show you that field, those fields. Source WAN zone, LAN zone. This is the IP address. Service HTTPS options. Decrypt the SSL traffic, and it will be a SSL inbound inspection. As soon as you select this option, the certificates option pops up, and there I selected the app server search by clicking on add. Okay, and I have not applied a decryption profile. If you want, we can apply that as well, but it's fine, not a problem for this lab. And then I hit OK, and I committed the configuration. Now, after doing all this, let me show you what's the current certificate. If you go on the server, just 1 second. TEST. Okay. So this is the Linux machine that behaves as a server. Yeah, I'll show you. My website is https 0.0.2. Okay. You see, this is my website. It's running on HTTPS. And what's the certificate used by it? The certificate is this, assigned to this common name, and this is the rest of the information, assignee, etc. This is the certificate used by my website. Now let's access this website from the my base machine. So my traffic passes through the Palo Alto firewall. I'll be accessing it in a different browser and then I'll bring it in front of you. Just 1 second. Let me launch that different browser. Yeah. I hope you can see. Let me just access the web page. HTTPS colon double slash 192.168.253.111. You can see potential security risk ahead because it does not trust the CA. That's not a problem. But you can see I have got the same page and the certificate. If I check, the certificate will also be the same. I'm bringing it in front of you now. You can see it's the same certificate. So now let's check the logs for this interception by the Palo Alto firewall. If you go on to under the monitor and you in the log section, you need to look for the decryption logs. If you click on here, you can see my session was decrypted. WAN zone to LAN zone, inbound proxy, session was decrypted. Destination address was there. Root status the root was trusted because I created a CA on the Palo Alto itself for it. Subject common name was this. This was the name. MITM Palo Alto was the issuer, and the traffic was decrypted. You can say, yeah, unknown CA from the client because my client does not have the CA imported. That's fine. But yeah, this packet was decrypted. And now let me see one thing. Uh, if I can show you something with the decryption profile as well. 1 second. This is the decryption profile we created for the in block sessions with unsupported cipher unsupported. Now I won't be able to show you that without making the changes to my browser's SSL specific settings. So that's it about SSL inbound inspection on Palo Alto. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.